What is going on, everyone? I am Dash, and welcome back to The Walking Dead Michonne by Telltale Games, Episode 3, What We Deserve. And it looks like there's a spooky ghost dog in Michonne's head window thing here. That's kind of funny how they layered that. So I guess let's start the episode. Jesus Christ, I'm never going to be able to unsee that, will I? So previously on The Walking Dead Michonne. It's going to show the things we already saw. Yes, thank you for saving my life, because I was going to shoot myself, even though I didn't really, because this is the second playthrough.
Randall should be the one laying there, not your brother.
Yeah, oh god, I forgot how gruesome that scene was.
I'm not leaving you behind.
You start butchering their people, and our chances of making it out of here, any of us, go down to zero.
Except we did. I don't think... How many people did we butcher? Maybe like one or two. Most of them we just pushed into the water.
I had some supplies just sitting out and Norma caught me. I didn't think she was going to, but she let me go. Michonne, what is it?
Oh, we're gonna have flashbacks. Yeah. It even has the cinematic shit in the previously too. And it keeps switching, it looks like. Or, well, no, it didn't that time. I don't know, it may have been cinematic the whole time. This was probably pillar boxed, or like window boxed if you're doing it on a 21:9 monitor too. Knowing Telltale's kind of shitty coding for multiple monitors and aspect ratios. So we didn't kill him, that was probably stupid, but oh well, too late now. I don't know, I'd say we just break his arm. Oh, there's the bodies, the girls, which we don't technically know if that happened yet, but it probably did. Are we back on the boat? 2 weeks earlier. Why are we back? This makes no sense.
Hope you're not thinking about jumping. Because if you do, I'm going to have to come in after you. Not looking forward to that.
I'm just gonna say I need some
space. It's gonna be an ice bath.
I just needed some space.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Oh my god, you had to, didn't you?
Oh, freezing my ass off.
Well, at least you've got some tea or something.
Coffee to warm you up.
Coffee, which he offers me. Sure, I'll take a sip. That's probably going to end up being a big choice in the end screen, isn't it? And it's going to be like 80% of players are going to take it.
Damn, Oak. You can't call it coffee when more than half's whiskey.
You sound like my ex-wife.
Is she ex
She
because...
was more of a rum girl.
She ex because you just forced her because she's dead?
Did you hear the one about the kittens who took over the boat? What? Oh, no, Birdo, no. He was a mutiny.
Oh my god.
Stop it now, okay? I'm warning you.
Did that... The question is, were there actually kittens on the boat, or are they just telling stupid
Despised
jokes?
a lot of them when I first got on board, but they grow on you.
Yeah, we'll probably never see you or any of them except Pete again.
Mold they are. Nah, sorry, that's shit, isn't it?
I'm gonna say they're growing on me too, I guess.
Kinda nice that people can still joke around.
It's a fine
Pete's the
line
one
between
with his back to us.
Chester and the village idiot. You can guess which side I think he's on.
Yeah, Court Jester, I guess?
Before I joined up
Do I
with
just
Pete,
carry the sword around all the time?
Mother and I were cooped up in an old canning factory. Food for ages. Lot of fat and happy people.
Did you get any of it when this happened?
Then a young girl got taken. We followed a trail. It wasn't hard with all the blood. Ended up cornering the people who took her in this warehouse.
Why was she at your canning factory?
Only I came out.
I'm gonna say you did the right
You did
thing.
the right thing.
And it got my brother killed. The right thing can kiss my ass. A few weeks later, I came across Pete, ways up the coast. He saw that look on my face and he offered me a job.
Seems to do a lot of
Asked no
that.
questions, didn't turn me away, just welcomed me in.
I don't always get Pete, but I'm glad people like him still exist.
I'll drink to that.
Your coffee whiskey mix.
Well, I think Berto's little routine is winding down, so we can finally play cards. Care to join us? It'd be nice to have you there.
Sure, deal me
None
in.
of us can remember the rules.
Is that gonna be a big choice, you two?
Deal me in.
Sounds like a challenge. You might
So are we
regret
gonna have a
not
mini
remembering
game for
shit
that?
rules.
Yeah, I ain't betting that. It's probably not even gonna show it, is it? It's probably gonna turn back to the present. We got a loading screen and eerie music. And the change of
Are you sure you want to do this?
So we're back in the present.
I need to see him. I need to see that bastard's face.
That's just face him for all I care, as long as we have something to give to Norma.
I knew you couldn't stay away.
Don't fucking talk to me. Sam, stop!
Easy, all right?
No, beat him up like say.
Help here! Please, I need a hand!
I'll restrain Sam.
Go at me!
Or I did
Why don't you
nothing.
stop?
Okay. I guess I didn't click it properly.
What's funny here is you think me and my sister are the bad ones.
So I just
You're the
didn't
one who
intervene.
Burned down our home. Forced our people on the shore to be easy pickings for the walkers. Families, kids, never did shit to you. Didn't stop to think about all the lives you were screwing up. All the shit they had to leave behind.
Ignore him, Michonne.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna
Burned
do.
beyond recognition now. You did that. I'm not upsetting you, am I?
He's only trying to piss you off.
I wonder if people have done like runs of just AFK runs, only doing the walking around portions.
Dead. Sam, calm down. My dad isn't even in the fucking ground yet, and you want me to calm down? I didn't mean he ruined everything. He killed... I know.
This is gonna be the bad end, isn't it?
No.
Wait.
That's Norma with the bullhorn, isn't it?
Answer me. Now.
Or she's on the radio.
Michonne? You don't want to keep me waiting.
I'm saying I'm gonna listen.
I'm right here.
Good. You might be sitting pretty thinking you have the upper hand, but your luck has changed.
Michonne and Sadiq. They got the rest of the crew too. Okay.
Oh, we're gonna see them again.
Look, whatever this bitch asks, don't.
Sadiq!
Don't worry. They're all in good hands here. But them staying that way is up to you. So listen closely. I'm willing
Here's a
to
little
trade
lesson in
my
trickery.
brother for your friends.
Yeah.
Anything you do to Randall, I will do to them. Do you understand?
Well, everything we already did. I mean, we already kind of
You
did some
don't
stuff.
owe me anything, but please, we have to get them back.
Yeah. I'll
That
do
goes
kind
both
of.
ways. Anything you do to my friends, I'll do to Randall.
You better not touch him.
You better not touch our crew.
We'll be there by sunrise. Be ready for us.
Shit.
We already kind of fucked him up, but it was before she called, so we're good, right? She's probably not going to see it that way. We'll just shoot her or something.
What do you think's gonna happen next?
Now going into the intro sequence, which I'll probably just cut. If it's the same. Oh, we get a load screen before the intro sequence? On the SSD? Really? 3, what we deserve. I just decided to cut it. So, we'll load the next section, I guess. Suppose if this loading screen takes... Okay, it's gonna go quickly. We're gonna try to at least clean him up so he doesn't look too bad when Norma gets here.
What? There's something on my face.
The bruises aren't so bad, right?
We can clean him up.
I'm pretty sure she'll notice the fingers.
Shut up.
Maybe it won't matter.
This has to work.
It could be worse, you know? At least he's not dead.
We'll
get our friends back. Alive.
Even if she breaks their fingers, they'll be fine. You know, it'll all heal.
The minute you hand him over, she's gonna take that bag off his head. What then?
At least, you know, clean his face off a little bit.
You all have no idea what you're in for.
It's good talking.
He's right.
So it was a good idea. I kept
Mama's
him
not
around
gonna
at
leave
least.
us alone. She won't
No.
stop just because we gave her brother back. Sure, you kept him alive, but we still burned all their shit.
So we run. After you trade for your friends, we haul ass to the back gate and get the hell out of here.
Or we shoot
Take the
Norma.
house. Let her have it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't she expect us to run?
So what? She knows where we are now. Hiding isn't an option.
Where do you propose we go?
I don't know. Does it matter? Anywhere would be better than
Not if they just hunt us down.
I can't fucking listen to this.
What?
Hey.
Sam, come back here.
I'll watch him.
At least clean his face off with a rag or something. Dunk his head in the tub or something. Are you gonna get to work on burying her dad, I guess? I'm gonna ask what are you
Sam,
doing?
What the hell are you doing?
God damn it.
Sam, stop.
We'll take care of this later.
Maybe you're all ready to walk away, but I'm not just gonna leave him like this.
I didn't get the option really to offer to help, did I? It's kind of what I would do if I had
I
it.
didn't give my mom a real funeral. My dad and I had to bury her here.
And now I'm
Just
gonna
the
have to
two
deal
of
with
us.
Dad.
He'd want to be with her. That's all I can give him.
I understand. You should be buried with your mom.
But we can't focus on that right now. We have to be ready to leave.
I'm not going.
What? Sam, you can't still be thinking.
My mom is here, Paige. Everything I have of her. And Greg. If you want to leave, go ahead, but I'm not coming with you.
What? Oh, Jesus Christ. Stop doing that, Telltale.
I'm sorry. But I can't go. This house meant everything to my dad. It's all I have left.
Yeah.
I'm not
I'm gonna
just
say,
gonna
what about
abandon it.
Norma?
So what happens when Norma comes?
We fight with everything we have. No matter what happens, thank you. I owe you my life.
Oh, that
Sorry it took
suddenly
me so long
changed
to say
tune. up, Sam.
Oh, come on.
But I'm still standing there, apparently. Okay, finally.
I know it's stupid, but I have to finish this. I've got some weapons stashed in my room. Old duffel bag. Should look familiar. You should make sure everyone's armed before Norma gets here.
Sounds good to me. Sounds better than running, at least. Stop doing the jump scare shit. It's getting old. Okay, we have a rocking around portion. So I'm going to use that to talk about the television episode. So, Abraham flirts with Sasha, but he's sleeping with Rosita, and I don't know if that's going to become a stupid love triangle shit. We get a little taste of it. Rosita gives him a pendant made from a fuel truck's cracked brake light, of all things. You know, the present he always hoped for. So, anyway, the whole setup of this episode is that they're just trying to grow crops, cucumbers, tomatoes, etc. But but it's kind of, they're not really getting much. So they need to figure out what to do with the food situation. But the food situation may have, been saved by Jesus, who, there's the whole we need to talk thing, and everyone rushes in. I guess they had ESP that he was there or something. And, after he wakes up Rick and Michonne and point guns at him, and he's say, like Carl's there, Daryl's there, etc., etc., and now everyone knows they're sleeping together, once. But that becomes kind of a plot point later on. But they're like, he just wants to talk, so let's wait for Rick and Michonne to get dressed. And basically, his proposal is that they have lots of guns. The Alexandria community does. He is from a community called Hilltop that has a lot of food, and they want to trade the food for the guns and the ammo, because they ain't got zip in the weapons department except spears that they've handmade, essentially. And he's like, I'll take you to Hilltop so that I'm telling the truth. And they all take an RV over there, and they all pile into it basically. And Carl tells Rick that he approves of Rishon. He's a Rishon shipper, and there's also stuff through this whole episode about whether people approve of Maggie's pregnancy. Abraham's like, why the hell would you bring something like that in the world? Everyone else seems to be pretty positive about it. And he's like, we're trying to build something, a family. As they're driving along, they see a car crash that just happened. There's some walkers in it, probably of people in the car that died. And I guess in a nearby building, I don't know if there were walkers and they ran in there, are a bunch of people, and these are Jesus' people. He recognizes the car and the walkers in the car. So they go in, they rescue a bunch of people, and one of them is a doctor named Harlan. Glenn is like, hey, do you have any prenatal vitamins? And he's like, I do, because I used to be an obstetrician, I think was the word, which I think means baby doctor. I wouldn't know. So and Freddy talks about visions of his dead wife when he got saved, and this becomes important to Abraham later on. So the RV gets stuck in the mud, but they happen to get stuck in the mud outside of Alexandria directly, or not Alexandria, Hilltop, so that's fortunate, I suppose. But it's the fact that they got stuck doesn't really matter. I figured it would be like, oh, they're going to have to rush out and make a quick escape, but no, the RV's stuck. That doesn't happen. So they get inside. Jesus eventually is like, hey, they just saved a bunch of people. They're good people. Let them inside. And they're basically, the town is a big manor house and little shacks. It's basically Stone Age, except for this house / museum. It was turned into a museum at some point. So they meet Gregory, the head of this community, and Rick, for some reason, tells Maggie that she's going to be the one to do the negotiations. They negotiate, and I figured it would be, it really, Jesus kind of talks about the weapons thing, but Gregory doesn't really seem interested. Gregory wants them to work for things, because he says, you don't have food, you don't have shit, we've got everything except weapons. So he wants them to work off the food, basically, which she declines. He also calls her Natalie a bunch. He does it the first time because he forgot. He does it later on, I think, to piss her off. So then something happens outside, and someone says, they're back, and there's a group that they just returned from Negan's compound, so he's re-entering the story. So Negan killed 2 of their group because they didn't give him enough stuff, and now they've got some dude named Craig. And some guy, Ethan, says he'll give back Craig if I give you a message. And then he says, I'm sorry, and stabs Gregory in the gut. So that was the message, is to stab him. And then Rick's group, all hell breaks loose. Rick's group tries to beat him up and throw him to the ground. Some of the Hilltop group try to side with Ethan, and eventually, some guy, some random Hilltop guy, tries to strangle Abraham, and he starts hearing Sasha's words, presumably because that's, the random resident that got saved, and the thing about his wife having flashbacks to her, which I guess is, foreshadowing that he might end up with Sasha instead of Rosita, because he also leaves behind that brake light necklace in this scene. Daryl manages to rescue him. He was getting strangled by the dude. And Ethan pins down Rick, but Rick, apparently, I don't know how, it didn't look like he had any kind of sharp object as a weapon in his hand, and it looks like he just punctured his throat with his fingers. I didn't know fingers had enough force to do that, and it's like a lot of blood, like all his blood immediately drains out. So, and then, then kind of try to break shit up, and, Jesus and Gregory kind of explain that this Negan guy has been taking half their shit in return for basically extorting them in exchange for not killing all their people. And what was I going to say? So Maggie goes back in and makes an agreement that they're going to take Negan out. Daryl's like, yeah, we killed a bunch of Negan's men before, a few months ago. And they're like, okay, we'll go rescue your people, we'll kill Negan, and in exchange, you'll give us half of everything you've got, which is the same deal he has with Negan, which kind of makes them seem like the bad guys. Maybe if it's like half of everything they have now, but not for the future, which is what Negan is doing. I don't know. And Maggie also has one request. She gets an ultrasound of the baby from Harlan and shows it to everybody on the RV ride back. And that's the TV episode. And actually, I think I might go one more checkpoint, but I actually kind of have to go to work now. I don't know if I'll do another checkpoint, but it will not be in this recording session. So I am a dash, and I may or may not see you later.